Greetings, everyone. Nathan Cherry, your humble host of the Silk Road History Podcast, coming back from the dead to wish you all a very, very happy New Year. I know you haven't heard from me since September, and I do apologize for my long absence. All I gotta say is that, there were some personal life issues that needed to be taken care of. And now that that's done, we can go back to business as usual. Now, I did say on Twitter already that I'm coming back in January, but I wanted to make a formal announcement on the podcast that the podcast will be returning in January of 2019. So we'll be coming back and finally finishing up the History of the Uyghurs series, which both of those episodes are going to be coming out in January, parts 3 and 4, with part 3 kind of covering all the way up to the establishment of the People's Republic of China, and part 4 covering up to the modern day. Now, I'm not going to say it was a good thing or anything, but between September, when I was last working on the History of the Uyghurs series, and now, there have been quite a few developments in the political situation involving the Uyghurs in China. You might have seen some of this stuff happening on the news. You might have read about some of it in the New York Times. It's become, much more of a visible issue since September. So I think it'll be very interesting to do part 4 because a lot of it is actually going to be more journalistic in style than the usual historical kind of content that we do here on the SRHP. So be looking forward to that coming in January. In February, as promised, we're going to be doing an episode about Manichaeism, which to me is just one of the most fascinating, bizarro religions that's ever existed. So I'm really excited about that. And then in March, we're probably going to do another one-off episode. Maybe the first episode about a person that was important to the history of the Silk Road rather than a concept, an idea, a culture. So maybe I've been thinking about looking at one of the, famous scholars of the Islamic Golden Age, or maybe a important figure from myth or something like that. Not sure exactly what we're going to be doing in March yet, but it's probably going to be something along those lines. And then in April, we'll be doing something different. I have no idea what we're going to be doing yet. I'm going to stay away from long series for just a little bit. After this whole experience with the Uyghurs, I sorely underestimated the topic, and I want to kind of get some time to figure out how I'm going to attack the next big series, rather than doing how I did with the Uyghurs, saying, I can do this in one episode, then saying, I can do 2, then 3, then 4, and, however many it became, because I'm afraid that that's going to happen again. So I'm going to take my time to kind of approach a new epic series in a more measured way. And so that's pretty much it for my announcement. I would also like to thank each and every one of you for supporting the Silk Road History Podcast, for making it popular, for spreading it around. We've gotten some great downloads on this so far, especially for a new podcast. And you've shown me that there's a market for this. There's people out there who want to know about this topic, and it's just made me extremely proud of what I'm doing. And I wouldn't have come back if it hadn't been for the great feedback and comments that I've received from you guys. So I just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you all have a wonderful, incredible, fantastic, happy New Year. And make sure to like the Silk Road History Podcast on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, visit the website at thesilkroadhistorypodcast.com, and be on the lookout for new episodes from the Silk Road History Podcast coming in 2019. Stay tuned.